So I've specially meditated today, I've prayed today, so that I don't get emotional, I don't go into a sad or a low feeling of the ending, but be happy, spirited, enthused. So I've specially prayed and meditated, so I'm fine. There's nothing like departure when it is with a Gnani. There's nothing like departure. So let's enjoy the last verse also. Just as authors, especially authors of spiritual scriptures. So just as authors commence a scripture in an auspicious manner by offering obeisance to their revered deity, they also conclude the scripture by bowing to the venerable Lord. Of course, if it's noun, you can say bow, but અહીંયા તો bowing બોલવું પડશે મારે, because I've heard people saying bowing also. So maybe they are completely bowled by Atmasiddhi Shastra. So, જેમ શાસ્ત્રની શરૂઆતમાં નમસ્કાર, એન્ડમાં Prabhu has used beautiful different words. First verse, Namu. Namu. It means the same. Namu. Last verse? Vandan. And the verse, the extra verse which we sing, Param Purush Prabhu Sadguru Param Pranam. Just see, તમને જો same word વાપરે ને તમને લાગે 3 નમસ્કાર દીધા અમે. See, after we finish the Atmasiddhi, we sing De Chata again, then we sing Jai Swarup again, and then we say Param Purush Prabhu. So, different words. એ તો આજે રિયલાઇઝ થયું તમને. હવે તમને થશે 3 નમસ્કાર કર્યા અમે. No number should come. So he used different words for the same thing. Namu, Vandan, Pranam. It's the same thing. So, the tradition that the scriptures end, and with what feelings in his heart did Param Kripalu Dev complete this text, we'll come to know. Was he in pride? Was he like thakod now? Okay, now I want to finish it. What was the feeling within him when he completes, when he ends? So that heart-touching devotion. He started with bhakti, he ended with bhakti. And the whole scripture was full of knowledge. માથું ખંતા રહી જાઓ એટલું બધું knowledge. But he started with bhakti, he ended with bhakti. Your programs should be similar. It should start with bhakti, it should end with bhakti. Your journey should start with bhakti, end with thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, bhakti. So he's a wonderful mentor. Not only explaining, but explaining the secrets, or not only explaining the philosophy and spirituality, but even the steps, the method. Not only the matter, but even the method. So, this stems from the satisfaction of completing the text without any hindrance. Atmasiddhi done means complete knowledge required for your liberation you have. America wala bhagi jase, Hong Kong wala bhagi jase. See, what a complete feeling. Means jase ne to bhi I'll feel glad that without any hindrance we could complete in such a wonderful spirit. Right? So, it is an expression of gratitude. In keeping with the ancient tradition, with a heart full of devotion, Param Kripalu Dev says Natkito concludes.
देह छता जेनी दशा वर्ते देहाती ते ज्ञानी ना चरण हो वंदन अगणित आज्ञानी ना चरण हो वंदन अगणित.
So it is Te Gnani Na Charanama Ho Vandanganit, making it personalized. Agnani Na Charanama Ho Vandan Aganit. Okay? So they Chata. So despite body. Jaini Dasha Varte Dehatit. Te Gnani Na Charanama Ho Vandan Aganit. Innumerable. Because it's in first person, so my innumerable salutations at the lotus feet of the enlightened one, whose state of existence is beyond the body. Despite, meaning though in an embodied condition. Though he is with the body, association of the body, he is beyond the body. To such a Gnani, I pay my. So, verses of the supremely benevolent Sri Atmasiddhi Shastra now. All confusions resolved. बाकी છે કોઈ? તો I can request કે હજી 43, 44, 45, 46, 47 ને તો શ્રમ નથી આપવું. Confusions, all confusions resolved. ટિક કરતા રહેજો. Path of liberation well defined. You don't want any more vivechon in it now. It's very, very clear to you. So confusions resolved. Path of liberation defined. All the pitfalls depicted. આ ઉપાદાન નિમિત્તમાં ગડબડ નહીં કરતા, આ નિશ્ચય વ્યવહારમાં ગડબડ નહીં કરતા, આ એક્સક્યુઝીસ આપીને ગડબડ નહીં કરતા. So all the pitfalls depicted, and the master is also thanked. Bodhi Bij Prapti, Shishya Bodhi Bij Prapti Kathan. Everything is over. From confusions getting solved and path getting defined and pitfalls being depicted to the master being thanked. Just see, only a complete Gnani can complete this way. It's such an emotional feeling we are going through today. Okay? Actually, we want him to talk, but now he has given everything. Everything is solved, clear. His blessings, master is also thanked. Everything, andar bar, everything is fine now. So, instead of going into an emotional low feeling, let's go with a feeling of completion. It's complete, Only thing left is to put it in practice. So that's 98%, of course. Or should I say 99? Or should I say 100? So you decide. So in this final auspicious verse, Pavitra Gatha, which encompasses the essence of philosophy or say spirituality, which is expounded by the omniscient Lords, Sarvagna Bhagwan, by the dispassionate Lords, Vitaraga Bhagwan, disentangled Lords, Nirgranth Bhagwan, the path shown by them. Essence we find only in the first line of this verse. Deha chata jeni dasha varte dehatit. So Param Guru Prabhupada says, despite the association of a body whose delusion has been destroyed, removed. So let's take removed. Despite means association of the body, but no delusion. Meaning who have transcended the body is the enlightened one. So that delusional identification with the body, meaning I the body, my body, I am the doer of bodily activities, all this is delusional identification. Gayo, destroyed. Right? At least darshan moh to gayo. So fake delusion to gayo. So in that sense I can say delusion is destroyed. And you have seen a coconut, right? So there is water in the coconut, the shell, the kernel inside, and water. And what happens when the water dries? The kernel is separated from the shell. When the body identification dries, dehadhyas dries, one can experience, happens nothing keto, experience the body and the soul separate, distinct. And these were the words of Sobhag Bhai. બે ફાટ જુદા અનુભવાય છે. હતા જ બે ફાટ જુદા જતા, but આપની કૃપાથી બે ફાટ જુદા અનુભવાય. Rather he said, આપ કહો તો માનો. Because he knows આ બધા pseudo enlightenment વાળું બધું ઘણું ચક્કર છે. So till it is certified by you, I've kept the option, this is true experience or this is a fake experience. Whatever you say. If you say all this is fake, it's again an illusion or just a projection of your chintan, then I won't call myself enlightened. If you endorse it, હવે જેવા ગુરુ તેવા શિષ્ય. હવે શું? See the humility of the guru towards the omniscient lords, towards his guru Bhagwan Mahavir. So obviously he's going to percolate in the shishyas also, obviously. So, no wonder. So just imagine the water not dried since. Though the shell and kernel were always separate. No, you won't eat the shell, right? દાંત તોડવા છે? કોપરું જ. It was always separate. But since time immemorial, you never experienced it, you never realized it, you never understood it. And with His grace, His blessings, His teachings, just imagine the water getting dried. અને પછી આમ કરો તો બી ખબર પડે કે this is the shell, this is the kernel. Existence of a body and existence of identification or attachment ekatva or mamatva. Two different things. Association of a body is one thing, and existence of a body is one thing, and existence of identification or attachment is another thing. It's not the same thing. શરીરનું અસ્તિત્વ હોવું એક ચીજ અને એનું એકત્વ મમત્વ હોવું એ બીજી ચીજ છે. Not necessarily existence of the body means existence of the attachment of the body. It's two different things. Again, existence of a body is one thing. Existence of identification and attachment to the body is another thing. But reasons be alag chhe. So, existence of the body is a karmic result. It's because of karma. And existence of identification and attachment is because of delusion. આનું કારણ મોહ છે, આનું કારણ કર્મ છે. તો પહેલા તો ગડબડ નહીં કરતા આમાં. So if you see an embodied enlightened one with a body, means he is with identification and with attachment. Not necessary. Not necessary, nothing. So every time in the darshan windows I share something for satsang કરીએ અમે for 45 minutes, પછી 15-20 minutes bhakti કરીએ, then they take the prasad. I bless the prasad. And so it's been going since, not time immemorial, but since a long time. So many new Udghoshes come out from that, and only the AV department is happy because their collection increases. So it's around 40-45 minutes. So once when the mumukshus of Dubai had come, I was asking the lady. So I think it's very apt here. There is a horseshoe magnet. What is a horseshoe magnet? School ma to apne એમ જ શીખવતા હતા, right? આવા shapeનું horseshoe magnet, very, very strong. There is a piece of iron nearby. What happens? It's attracted, it is pulled. What happens actually? So I'll give you a good word because you people seem confused. The piece of iron is affected. Simple. Somebody is pulling it or it is getting attracted, whatever it is, but it is getting affected by that horseshoe magnet over here. When we studied magnetism in school, so we all had to get a horseshoe magnet. I don't know about other schools, but at least in our schools. So we had a thing in physics, and geomagnetism start through, so we had to get particular North Pole, South Pole, so the yellow ones and the red ones, and we, practically they demonstrate. So horseshoe magnet, a piece of iron, what happens? The piece of iron gets influenced or affected. Fine? Any doubts? Get a horseshoe magnet, get a piece of wood. Horseshoe magnet. It does not get influenced. It does not get affected. Okay, now third and the last. Join this piece of iron and the piece of wood. Join kari do, attached. Now put it near the horseshoe magnet. Now the kids will tell me what will happen. What will happen? There is a piece of iron and a piece of wood, and we have attached it and brought it near the horseshoe magnet. What will happen? Shiv is also so tense now, so I can understand you. They both are combined. Okay, so Nanu, sorry, what's her name? Anya. So she said, because they both are joined, and because the piece of iron gets influenced by the magnet, it will be pulled or influenced, but at the same time, the piece of wood will not be influenced. Then I said, the first was a state of a sansari jeev, a worldly being. And the horseshoe magnet is karma. And the piece of iron is a sansari jeev. So because of the karmas, what happens? It gets influenced. It gets affected. The piece of wood is siddhana jeev. No influence, not getting affected. This combination is deha chata dehatit gnani. Because of the horseshoe magnet, the karma, his body gets affected, influence, but his inner states don't get influenced. So you will exactly know which type of gnani he has picked here. He could have done Vandan to Sarvagna Bhagavan. He could have done Vandan to Siddha Bhagavan. So Sarvagna to avi શકે આમાં પણ Siddha Bhagavan. He could have done Vandan to Vanditu Sava Siddha, and he could have done Vandan to Siddha Bhagavan also. What did Param Kripaludev choose? Deha Wala, Deha Tit Dasha Wala Gnani. He chooses to offer his salutation. So beautiful, isn't it? So although he is in the embodied state with the body, lives in the awareness of the soul separate from the body. Bheda Vignan. He has annihilated identification with the body, attachment to the body, revels in the boundless bliss of the pure soul. Deha Chata. Because of this, he remains indifferent. Joys and sorrows, comforts and discomforts. He may be sick. Now I have to use the word he may be sick. But what happens? Only the iron piece gets affected and not the wood. So body will be affected because of the past karmas. Inner states remains unaffected. Such a wonderful experience. Attain the unparalleled state of liberation, though living in the body. Deha Chata Nirvan. We had it in Mokshupaya, verse 130. Kevala Nijas Bhavanu Akhanda Varte Gnan Kayik. Deha Chata Nirvan. Deha Chata, he has attained the unparalleled state of liberation. You can call it Jivan Mukti. Jivta Chata Mukta. Jivan Maj Mukta. Beautiful. So, a Gnani, an enlightened one, is a treasure trove of virtues. Trove means collection. So many virtues in a Gnani. Which virtue did Param Kripaludev choose for his salutations? Jo Kshant che, peaceful, tranquil, Gnani. Gnani is compassionate. So many virtues. He chose only one virtue here, Dehatit. Is a treasure trove. Abundance માં. ચલો સર્વ ગુણ ન લેવા હોય તો ન લો, keep it for the omniscient. So I always, ટકોર them when they say અનંત ગુણના ભંડાર. અનંત you keep only for સર્વજ્ઞ ભગવાન. અનેક બોલો. જેના બીજા બધા જ્ઞાની માટે અનેક બોલવું હોય તો બોલાય, because that is our bhakti. But અનંત શબ્દ you keep for. So I'm not using the word anek also and anant also, because you get tense then. But many. So many, why did he choose only this virtue of dehatit, inverted commas? Why? Because that is the purpose of the scripture. This is the objective of the scripture. Realize thyself. Atma Siddhi. When the subject is of realizing the soul, when the objective is experiencing the soul, so he connects. He could just speak of any other virtue, but he connects. Oh, my dear aspirant or disciple now, your aim was, your objective coming to me, what was your objective? To understand and realize the soul. So the one who has realized the soul and has transcended the body, such a virtue needs a special mention. So I was wondering, so many virtues a Gnani possesses, and he picks up this, giving us an aim. Why don't you start practicing this, cultivating this virtue from now? Dehati. So anything happens to the Deh, body, see that it does not affect your inner states. Only this much awareness. Now that you have understood that there is something like soul, you have understood it is different from the body, all this sthanaka pancha vichari, all that is complete now. You have got beyond it. Now you can't go back and doubt again. I had given you enough time and no time for campfire. We started, it stopped. We started, it stopped. We stopped. Right? So you pondered over it and you were convinced regarding it. Okay, this is the ultimate truth. Dhime dhime andar jase koi var, but you know that this is the absolute truth. So see the beauty where the soul is not even registered by worldly beings. So many just don't know. Arbastan ma jo to aji ruh shabda vapre, and that has come in the Bollywood also. Meri ruh kampti hai, meri ruh ye hota hai. So somewhere, chalo, at least some substitute. But you go further west, it's mind and matter, maximum. Where soul? So they were insisting, the Western people whom we had consulted, that whatever your tagline is, add the word soul in it. Because something with the soul, regarding soul, they would want to read the book. You understand? So there is nothing, no one understands, no one knows, no one has come across the word soul, or it's not even registered, or if one is having scriptural knowledge of Atma, it is so much on a superficial level with no awareness once the book is closed. એના પછી શું આત્મવિચાર, આત્મભાન, self-awareness, because that importance only a Gnani can instill in us. Knowledge you will get from books. The Mahima, the importance, the splendor, the glory, till someone who is experienced does not glorify, bhanad na pade. So either we have not come across that word, or we have not registered it sincerely, or everything is on a superficial level, tongue, head, but no inner awareness. So to cultivate this awareness of the soul, what is he appreciating in the Gnani? Dehatit, meaning reveling in the self, self-awareness, whatever you want to say. So he's actually giving, he's doing our homework. In the last verse, he gave us homework. But there's such a master who cares so much for us. Okay, now where will you start? So many things were expounded in the whole Atmasiddhi Shastra. What Kasayani Upsantata and Matra, so many things. You just focus on this. Awareness of the soul. Verify when situations change. Does it affect your physical, your mental, or does it affect even you? Physical, mental level, meaning being happy and sad. All these are mental dharma. It's not the dharma of the soul. Sukh dukh is not the dharma of the soul. So, physical level, mental level, or you are detached from it. Means you can observe the sukh and dukh, but at the same time you have an awareness that I am not this. These feelings are not my pure nature or true nature. So, see, in the end, till the last line, he's talking, inculcating the importance of self-awareness within us. So beautiful. Only a true and extremely compassionate master can do this. So I'm using the word master, mentors consciously because I started with that. If you see the first 5-10 verses or in the first yagna, so I would say enlightened mentor, and then you would fight ke mentor chhe, ke mentor chhe, and whatever. But I used to use those words, then we gradually went into Sadguru. No, we went to true teacher, and then suddenly we started using Sadguru only. So I'm going back and I'm using the word true master. Okay, fine. So to reinforce in us the value of self-awareness. It's not a moral value, it's a spiritual value. Being honest, etc., is a moral value. But self-awareness is especially for aspirants, for seekers, for jignasus, for mumukshus, for atmarthis. So, to reinforce this value, this spiritual value of self-awareness, deha chata cheni dasha varte dehati. So this is a wonderful thing. Out of so many virtues, he chooses this virtue so that it's reinforced in us now what we should be doing from tomorrow. Today? Okay. So it is very, very clear the body is not the cause of transmigration. Attachment to the body is the cause of migration. So if the identification is lost, if there is no attachment to the body, so what if he has a body? Now no transmigration. Don't ask a Gnani, Tamara ketla bhau? He has ended. It's nirvana for him. Ending of becoming now. કોઈ વાર કોઈ કાર્મિક ડેટ પે કરવા માટે કોઈ થોડા જન્મ લેવા પડે તો લે, એ તો ગણાય નહીં. જન્મ તે હનાલ. Because of the maryada of the kshetra, kal and all. So that little purusharth, the last kalash, what is the cause of transmigration? Identification and attachment, ekatva and mamatva. So that is not there in Agnani. So now you want to ask him, when will you get liberated? Or you consider him embodiment of liberation. Dr. Mansi says embodiment of divinity. which I strongly object. Embodiment moksha swarup છે. મોક્ષ સ્વરૂપ મોક્ષ માર્ગના દાતા છે, પણ સ્વયં મોક્ષ સ્વરૂપ છે. મોક્ષ માર્ગસ્ય નેતારમ. He has all the attributes to become the neta of my moksha marg. Possesses all. So now what happens? The last three words. So, te gnani na charanma, unto such an enlightened one, gnani, who is in an embodied state, meaning he's having a body, yet he's beyond the body. To such a gnani, te. So why should we use te when we can see in front of us? So we use the Prabhu's words first, and then we add one agnanina. When we can see the embodiment of liberation in front of us, you know the simple rules of grammar. You know, little bit of grammar you know. Okay, when it is far, we say that. And when it is near, we say this. So you know grammar, I hope. Spirituality I'll teach. But grammar, I think you have to come with. So if such a gnani is in front of you, then don't use that. Use this. So whenever, okay, કૃપાળુદેવે તો આમ લખ્યું છે તે કોઈ તો એને સમજાવજો, એને ગ્રામર સમજાવજો પહેલાં, પછી ન સમજે તો સ્પિરિચ્યુઆલિટી સમજાવજો, પછી બી ન સમજે તો વોટ ઇઝ ડિવોશન એ સમજાવજો, અને પછી પણ નહીં સમજે તો એને પડતો મૂકજો. શું સમજાવવાનું એને તો પછી મૂર્ખને. ઓકે, તો તે જ્ઞાનીના ચરણના. નાઉ વોટ હેપન્સ? See, feelings of reverence, isn't it natural in a bhakta or a devotee or a shishya, disciple, or even a seeker? Isn't it natural, that feeling of respect, love, surrendership? Isn't it natural, I'm saying? Do you want to take a niyam for this? Then it's not natural. All your niyams show that that attribute or quality is not natural in you. And because of gnani ma badhu natural hoy, so you will see less niyams. Because niyam means it's not natural in you. You have to put efforts. So I'm saying, matu jhukwa mate awa gnani ne, you want to take a niyam, or it's a natural feeling of reverence? Hello? Yes. So, and why is it natural? Because that is his very aim. આત્મજ્ઞાન પામવું છે એટલે આત્મજ્ઞાનીને જોતાની સાથે he wants to fall at his feet. Dandvat, dandvat, sashtang dandvat. What does it mean? Dand means stick. A stick, when it falls like this. It does not bend and fall. આપણે તો પ્રણામ કરીએ તો આમ કમર પકડીને આમ કરીને we bend. We don't fall at his feet. But a stick falls. Right? So see the feeling of respect gone to the extent of surrendership. So, of course, Vandan. So to gain impetus in that direction, which direction? Direction of self-realization. A seeker wants self-realization. So, to go in that direction, he first worships or pays his salutations to a gnani who has experienced the self, reveling in the self, abiding in the self. Isn't it natural? So he falls at his feet, he bows, he praises, he acts according to his agna, and finally abides in the soul. Now the last word. What is the last word? Aganit. So much upkar we have experienced, right? So how many vandans we want to do? 1, 3, 142. Atmasiddhi is 142. How many vandans we want to do? 1, 3, 5, 11, 27, 1/4 of 108. So 27 namaskars every day. How many do we want to do? What's in Param Krupaludev's heart? Let's see. Ho Vandan Aganit. First, don't talk of Ganit. Ganit means maths. Ganu, mathematics. Numbers. So Aganit. My heart is full of devotion. Not 1, not 3, not 11, not 27, not 108, not 142, not 1008, not even a million, innumerable wonders. Such a feeling can arise only in a heart full of amazing devotion. કેટલા ઓપ્શન્સ મેં તમને આપ્યા, but nothing goes parallel to your devotion except the word aganit. ગણીશ નહીં હું, ગણીશ નહીં, એટલા ભાવ જાગે છે. So imagine Laluji Muni going into the jungles with Atmasiddhi, because તે વખતે તો હજી નવી નવી મળી હતી, by heart નથી થઈ. So એક વાંચે, and he would do several namaskars, not one. And then again the second verse, then aganit, aganit એટલે અનેક namaskar. But heart wants to offer innumerable salutations. So with this heart-touching expression of devotion, Param Krupaludev concludes by the words Ho Vandan Aganit. So when we had to end the commentary, and it's a proper study book, right? So I can't go on and on with my devotion. I have to stick to the meaning of the verse. So 3 pages means 3 pages. I would want to write 100 more for his upkar, benevolence. But we have to stick to because it's a study book. It's not my devotion, it's Sri Atmasiddhi Shastra. I was wondering, how do I end such a wonderful thing? So ગમે ત્યાંથી બધું English લાવી અને છેલ્લે મેં લખ્યું, this is denoted by the words Ho Vandan Agnit and full stop. તરત full stop મૂક્યું, બીજું કાંઈ સ્ફુરે એની પહેલા full stop. And ask them to make it bold, inverted. If my Bhagwan ends with Ho Vandan Agnit, who am I to say anything beyond that? So the Vivechan starts from Jai Swarup and the Vivechan ends with Ho Vandan Agnit, but in a tricky way, This bhav, these feelings of devotion are depicted in this verse by words or something, denote or something like that. But the last 3 words are bold, Ho Vandan Agnit. So, what more can I say and what more should I say, because you have experienced it all. It's a wonder of wonders, Atmasiddhi Swami. We only know 7 wonders of the world, and the one in India is the Taj. It's called the wonder of the world. This is the wonder of wonders. As I said yesterday, it's like salt in an exotic dish. You can't even use the word exotic till you put salt. Because nothing is good without that salt, right? So pasta you make, or what else? So many things they said yesterday, I've not heard of it. Mexican Tuesday, but the menus I know by heart. Hebrews ma Tuesday suche, Thursday suche. Last week, no? Then to mag and magni dal. So, great dish does not get the word great, delicious, exotic till salt is put. So the role of salt in a dish is the role of Sri Atma Siddhi Shastra in our life or towards spiritual heritage. Akhi Adhyatmik Sanskriti ma. It's like, so the salt gives us the taste. Sri Atma Siddhi Shastra gives us a taste. Brings cheers, brings that zeal, that dynamics. Because when the path is clear, when the goal is in front of you, when the heart is set on it, and when the journey has begun. So all this is with the dynamics of Sri Atma Siddhi Shastra. All this faith of yours, that enthusiasm of yours is because of Sri Atma Siddhi Shastra. You never know what is self, what is soul, nothing. So everything is because of this wonderful dynamics, correct? It gives us the goal, it gives us the path and the enthusiasm to tread on. Imagine what it has not given us. It's a boon of true knowledge. And this for sure, much beyond Harvard. He was planning, no? Boston, that's why I'm saying. This yagnas have given us knowledge much beyond Harvard. Because Harvard can teach you the management of resources, finance, art, anything. And Sri Atma Siddhi Shastra has taught us how to manage ourselves and experience that bliss within, which is independent of all worldly objects and occurrences. You become the master of your soul, you become the master of your fate. Right? So it's much, 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 much beyond what Harvard can teach you. You may go, I'm not against it at all. But the importance of Sri Atma Siddhi Shastra should be engraved in you. Nothing in the world, spend millions if you want, can give you this. See, only listening can give you so much peace and happiness. You are far, far, far away from enlightenment. But even listening to the Gnani's Vani gives us so much. It elevates us, it educates us, it even entertains us. Right? So much beyond. And it shows surrendering to the transcendental power. One can unlock his immense, priceless potential. But utterly himmat karvi padse to surrender to the transcendental power. Or I can say the one who has transcended the body. Dehati. Let's continue. That guts you should have. That much courage you should have. And then you see your potential getting unlocked. Je samjhe te thai, je samjhe te. But samjhavyu kone? Tene padanamu. Samjhavyu te padanamu. Samjhe to thai, so I knew it. But samjhavyu kone? You know, like that Bible ka shepherd, you know, that sheep would go astray and he would, with his stick, he would go and find that sheep. I'm not going into the details. I love that example of the Bible. That was my most favorite. he had a bunch of 100, a flock of 100 sheep or something, અને બધા ઉપર number લખ્યું હતું, and suddenly that one number is missing. He leaves all the rest of the sheep and goes finding for that, in your language, black sheep. આપણે કેટલી ભૂલો કરીએ છીએ, કેટલી stupidity કરીએ. And he is really dukhi till he does not find. I'm not talking of God or soul. I'm talking of Shishya. And then when he finds, he's so happy and he holds it on his shoulder and comes back as if he's fulfilled. And that is the only reason to trust him, to love him. Because how much ever we go astray, he's there. He won't let us meander. Forget the past, forget the future, forget outside. He won't let us meander. He will see we are hooked to the higher. I end by just saying, it's not that we have just said he is Yug Purush 2017. He is Yug Pravartak. He is Yug Pradhan. He is actually the Yug Purush. Time changer, world changer, vision changer, changer of the vision of the society at large. He is a visionary for generations to come. He had a long-term vision, a deep vision. He shared it with us. He created a collective spirit which we know as Yagna, a collective spirit. So he had a vision beyond. He shared it with everyone by composing Sri Atmasiddhi Shastra. And he created a collective spirit. We are so weak. If we have the Shastra but not that collective spirit, we wouldn't have understood or enjoyed the way or elevated ourselves the way it happened. So creating this he didn't only focused us to the symptoms of the disease. He showed us the root cause. So that myopic vision of ours, Mara Dukhnu Kara Na Che Maro, everything turned into a long-term, deep vision or mission. Right? He gave us the vision, it became our mission. Self-realization is not a choice. Luxury nahi, choice nahi, it's imperative. I must work hard because the path is so beautifully, clearly defined by Param Kripaludev. So for generations to come, generations of seekers will always remain in debt to Param Kripaludev. I end this yagna by paying my respects to my beloved Guru, Ho Vandan Aganit.
देह छता जेनी दशा वरते देहाती आज्ञानी ना चरण